Let's see the title of this video. Soylent Green and Biomass, Executive Order, and Bill Gates. What do they all have in common? What about this biotechnology? It seems to be at the forefront of economies around the world. And I was watching a little video this morning, right here. Biosolutions, the future of food, with the Danish Prime Minister. So this was a panel of a lot of people. You can see it's from the CSIS, Center for Strategic and Interventional Studies. And they had a panel of people on there. And they were talking about the plant-based foods, the biotechnology sector, and how happy they were that, we have an executive order in the United States that will help spearhead the biotech industry in the farmlands around the United States and around the world. Good morning. Look at this. Spinning, 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 spinning. Okay, Gina, honey, you talk too much. You do. This is just spinning that video. That's okay, because I've already listened to key parts of the video, and it can spin all of it once, you all. It can, but the biotech. And if you did not know, they are talking about biotechnology, bio-based materials, genetically modified materials, and things like that. And it's all right. I mean, it's not all right, but we want to look at it. The Bio Preferred Program Overview. They were talking about how a lot of the stores have the milk in them now that is plant-based, and they need to just jump on the bandwagon. So did you hear about the executive order? Did you hear about it? I'm sure you did. It's part of an initiative, but oh my gosh, it has a lot of timestamps on it. It is an executive order from the White House. Executive order on advancing biotechnology and biomanufacturing innovation for a sustainable, safe, and secure American bioeconomy. And you can see it by the authority of the vested in me as the President of the Constitution and the laws of the United States. It is hereby ordered as follows. They have this right here, that they have biotechnology, harnessing and stuff. It's called the economic activity derived from biotechnology and biomanufacturing is referred to the bioeconomy. This right here has demonstrated the vital role of biotechnology and biomanufacturing in developing and producing life-saving diagnostic therapeutics and vaccines that protect Americans and the world. So there's all kinds of things that are put into this biotechnology and biomanufacturing to achieve societal goals. And we need to develop the genetic engineering technologies and techniques to be able to write circuitry for cells and predictably program biology in the same way in which we write software, program computers, and unlock the power of the biological data, including through computing tools and artificial intelligence, advance the science and of scale-up production while reducing the obstacles for commercialization so the initiative technology products can reach the markets faster. So they want to, I just saw that, genetic engineering technologies to write circuitry for cells, you all. But I wonder if they have not, they are still doing this, you all. They've still got this one video. This is the name of it, Biosolutions, the future of food, with Danish Prime Minister. They had these other keynote speakers in here. They did, and they were talking specifically about a bioengineering plant in Nebraska. They're so glad they got this thing. So you talk about Nebraska. Nebraska. Biomass. Look, these are biotechnology in Nebraska. They're really happy. Look, biotech employers in Nebraska. Organization Rock City, Lincoln, Nebraska, business contract services. You can see we got China. I thought it said China, but it said climate, whatever. Plant Transformation, Nebraska, Center for Biotechnology to deliver genetic constructs, both model plant systems and 2 target crops. They're going to target the crops. Let me see if I can get to it. Let me put it here. I didn't read that. I just pulled up a whole bunch of stuff, but they don't say it. Oh, they're going to, it's a plant transformation. They're going to transform the whole entire agricultural system of the United States. It's a plant transformation core research facility, resources for the evaluation of transgenes in plant systems. It's a state-of-the-art laboratory with expertise to deliver genetic constructs into both model and plant systems at wheat and soybean. Okay, wheat and soybean. Look, with either RO plants or R1 plants. I don't know what that means. Look at that. The clientele will be provided with RO or R1 seed derived from the primary transformants. So it's talking about this, you all. This really does not, it doesn't want me to do anything with this, you all. They were so happy. The people on this thing were so happy that they were going to be able to save the world. They were. He was happy. His name is, oh, what was his name? It was a very common name. Oh, Nicola. We had Nicola. You see his name, Nicola. The Danish, he's here in the United States too. They're talking about the United States. They got representatives from all over the place. And this, let me try to get to the one man who's really, really happy that right here, he's happy. He's so happy that we got the executive order to start up with their plant in Nebraska. This guy right here is, you all. So we got the biotech plants, the biomass and stuff. Let me see if I can turn this on so you can hear at the 55-minute mark. He's talking about how happy he is. If I can find the 55-minute mark, if it will let me. There's her. Let's see. 55, I want the 55-minute mark. They've got the future planned out. They're going to genetically modify all plants and stuff is what they're going to do. All the while, they got the seed vaults. They got the seed vaults of pure, unadulterated seeds in Antarctica. There is no biotech seeds in Antarctica. No, they got the original seeds from all the plants and stuff, kind of like the Noah's Ark, 2 of each kind. Well, they got those. You know, they don't got this type right here in these things because these right here are going to be self-sustaining, self-replicating is what they're going to have. I'm trying to get to the mark where this guy's asking questions to these people. I mean, it might not.
The Nature Conservancy, and also from reps from Christian Hansen, who I understand are in the audience, but others as well. So, and when you ask a question, please state your name and your affiliation. So thank you.
Well, I'm from NIDA, Klaus Felby Noise Foundation. Basically, we have like a decade to transform our food system on a global scale.
Did you hear him? We have a decade to transform our food system on a global scale. Basically, 1 decade. It could be less. Why do they have a decade? You have to ask yourself, why do you have a decade? It's 2023 right now. They want to transform the whole entire food of the whole world.
The way we have sort of changes has happened in the past has been slow and gradual and so on. we don't have, it's not going to work this time. So how do you see that a minor adjustment in regulation and so on, not going to do it? We need something drastic. How do you see we can create that pull and that push at the same time?
Great, thank you. Thank you. Actually, I want to take a few questions right now. So let's go to Nature Conservancy and see if we have another one. So go ahead.
It's going to take something drastic. Well, she took another question. Something drastic. And you have this one guy also talking. Let me see this.
In this question of the biosolutions and also how it relates to conservation and how that intersects with food and agriculture, because agriculture in many ways is the single biggest driver of deforestation and biodiversity loss and all of these challenges. But of course, it's completely critical for our survival every day. What's the role of biosolutions in helping to balance those two things of feeding people and protecting the natural environment?
Great, thanks for both of those questions. One was about speeding up the time frame of developing and applying these technologies, I believe, and the other one was about balancing needs of meeting food and nutrition needs of a population and also protecting our environment. So would anyone like to take those questions? One of those questions. Go ahead,
I'll
Hannes.
actually maybe try to combine the two in the slight answer, because I think there are some interesting perspectives here. And I'll start with your question, Jack, which is that I think the consumer today plays a much bigger role when we think about the transition we're going to be going through than anything I've seen. And I'll pose a provocative thought experiment again. So if we said we were going to eat 10% less meat, everyone across the globe eats 10% less meat. That's 3 days a month that you're going to pick where you don't eat meat. You could return an area the size of all of Europe's agricultural land either back to nature or back to some other purpose, whether it's to produce more food. Now that is a massive impact, going back to Klaus's question about what we can do here and now to actually transform our food systems, right? And the answer for me then lies in saying, well, clearly, if we're not going to eat meat, what are we going to eat instead? Well, we'll be eating more plant-based foods. And I would say, luckily, we're in a world where consumers are automatically beginning a stronger pull. If you go into an American supermarket today, you'll find that the category of plant-based milks, for example, has exploded and taken a huge share of the market. And so I think we have to latch on to those types of movements and actually enable the industry to say, there's a signal that we can capture and use to then instill biotechnology to drive those types of changes while at the same time achieving conservancy. Because I totally buy the idea, which also Rob brought up, that there is not a trade-off here. This is a moment in time to actually seize an opportunity to improve systems that were not working well to begin with.
Why wasn't our system working well to begin with? Why wasn't it? When they say biotechnology, this guy right here, he's very happy with the executive order that was put out by the White House. And if you did not know it, let me scream down to this. I'm going to get over here. Biotechnology and biomanufacturing innovation for sustainable, safe, and secure American bioeconomy. They have a lot of time frames on here, you all. Let me just look here. Federal investment, biological data ecosystems, improve and expand domestic biomanufacturing production, increase piloting prototypes, biotechnology. But if they, look, they're going to expand the market opportunities for bioengineering, bio-based products, American agricultural producers, and forest land owners, you all. They're going to elevate biological risk of life. Look, management as a cornerstone. He became the chief cornerstone. Remember that? Evaluate or elevate the biological risk management as a chief cornerstone of life. The stone that the builders rejected became the chief cornerstone. And now they're talking about a different type of cornerstone, and it's biotechnology and biomanufacturing, R&D, research and development, but this is all these. Let me come down through here. This is really, they got NASA on here. They got NSC. They got all this kind of companies on here. You all look at this. The Secretary of Health and Human Services. Everyone is on board. Secretary of Agricultural. They give them so many days. Use biotechnology, biomanufacturing for food and agricultural innovation, sustainability, land conservation, food quality, increasing. The one guy was saying that there is no way you can balance the food safety and produce good quality food, more or less. That's what he said. But they're going to be genetically modifying and using, they're going to be using this stuff, biotechnology. All right, you all. So let me look at this development reports. You can look down at it within 90 days. This was in 2022, I think, of this executive order. They have things like this within 90 days. Let me get down to it, you all. Let me flip this around. Secretary of Homeland Security. They go Secretary of Homeland Security, Secretary of Health and Human Services. Why do they got to have Secretary of? They're going to build a vibrant domestic biomanufacturing ecosystem, and they've got 180 days of the date of this order, the APNSA and the APEP, in coordination with the Secretary of Defense. The Secretary of Defense is involved in this. The Secretary of Agriculture, the Secretary of Commerce, the Secretary of Health and Human Services, the Secretary of Energy, the Director of NSC, and the Administrator of National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, shall develop strategy that identifies policy recommendations to expand domestic biomanufacturing capacity for products spanning the health, the energy, the agriculture, the industrial sectors, with a focus on advancing equity. Equity for what? Are you talking about a life form? Are you talking about a life form, a biological technology life form? That's the only way I would see that they would be using the word equity. If there is an intelligent life form on a nanoscale, a micro scale, a biotechnological scale that is living, why would you? Because you're not talking about human beings right here. They're not talking about human beings. That's what I'm sensing. No, you're talking about something else that is living on a micro scale, advancing equity, improving biomanufacturing process, connecting relevant infrastructure. Additionally, this strategy will identify actions to mitigate the risks posed by foreign adversary involvement in the biomanufacturing supply chain and to enhance biosafety, biosecurity, cybersecurity in new and existing infrastructure. They're revamping the whole new world. This is the new world, you all. This is the new world. They're going to expand their regional innovation. It's going to emerge technologies in biotechnology. Who are they doing it for, you all? The Department of Defense shall incentivize the expansion of domestic, flexible, industrial biomanufacturing capacity for a wide range of materials used to make diversity of products for defense supply chain. And Department of Energy, research, accelerate bioengineering, This is the new world. Within 1 year of this order, the Secretary of Agriculture, within 1 year, within 180 days of this order, the Secretary of Homeland Security, in coordination with the heads of the appropriate agencies as determined by the Secretary, shall provide the APNSA with vulnerability assessments of the critical infrastructure and national critical functions associated with the bioeconomy, including cyber, physical, systemic risk recommendations to secure and make resilient the components of our infrastructure and economy. This is the new economy. It's the bioeconomy. There's no going back. It's full speed ahead. This is what is being out there. Oh, they're guarding it with their life. The United States. They want cyber. They want this is their infrastructure. They want to have risk mitigation. If there's any risk to the United States bioeconomy, this is an economy not built for. You're not a part of it. You're not building this economy. It's bio. It's technological. It's artificial intelligence. Look, within 2 years of this date, look, purchasing all of this within 180 days of this order and annually thereafter, the agencies shall report previous fiscal year spending to the director of OMB. All right, so anyway, dollar types, bio-based products. You talk about the bio-based products. What is a bio-based product, you all? Within 1 year, information on your bio-based procurement. It's all about data. They got the data. When they have this stuff, the data is in the DNA of these seeds, of these plants. Look at this. Procuring agencies shall strive to increase by 2025 the amount of bio-based products, product obligations, or the number of dollar value of bio-based only contracts as reflected in the information described subsection of this section and as appropriate and consistent with the applicable law. By 2025, they better have increased. They got objectives to support the objective within 200 days. All of these people, multidisciplinary educational programs, they want to promote it. Opportunities at technical schools, certificate programs, career technical education, career paths into degrees of biotechnology, biomanufacturing. This plan will also include a focused discussion on historically Black colleges and universities, tribal colleges and universities, minorities serving institutions, and the extent to which agencies can use existing statutory authorities to promote racial and gender equity and support undeserved communities consistent with the policy established in the Executive Order 13985. Finally, this plan shall account for funds appropriated for fiscal 2022 and proposed in the President's fiscal 2023 budget. They have packed so many things into this one executive order, biotechnology regulation. All this stuff has been packed into this executive order. I did not read all about it. I thought it was only about biotechnology, but you can see they have, they got to build. They have to build within 1 year a unified website for biotechnology regulation developed pursuant the executive order 13874. Sounds like we're looking at more executive orders than one, more than one, including on the website the information developed under subsection of this section, enabling the developers and stuff like that. Within 1 year and annually thereafter, a period of 3 years, provide updates with your progress. Biosecurity, biological risk, federal investments in biotechnology, Homeland Security, NASA, all of these, Department of Defense, everyone's involved with this, but they've thrown in other things within this, you all. A lot of other things, but really they want to, the United States government contracts with a variety of providers to support its functioning, including contracting services related to bioeconomy. It's important that these contracts are awarded according to full and open competition consistent with the 1984 law, Public Law Statute with the Secretary. You have to have the coordination with the Secretary of Defense, the Attorney General of the Health and Human Services, the Secretary of Energy, the Secretary of Homeland Security, the DNI, the Administrator of NASA, the Administrator of the General Services, shall review the national security implications of existing requirements, the Federal Acquisition Regulation, the Department of Federal Acquisition Regulation supplement shall recommend updates. You've got OMB, you got all this. I don't know what's in this bill. There is no telling what all's in this bill, but this is the new economy. It is. They want to, it's a global bioeconomy, national security threats from foreign adversaries. You will not get in the way of this. You will not. If you do, look, so we want to establish, look, biomass means a material of biological origin that is available on a renewable or recurring basis. Examples of biomass include plants, trees, algae, waste materials such as crop residue, wood waste, animal waste, byproducts, food waste, and yard waste. It's renewable energy. Look, what is a multitomic? Multitomic information refers to combined information derived from data. Where are you going to get that data? From what you put in the ground. An interpretation of multiple omics, measurement technologies identify or analyze roles, functions, and relationships. Oh, okay, I got it. So they want this data for the makeup of cell or nucleic acids, data from the nucleic acids, proteins, metabolites that make up a cell or cellular systems of the plants. The omics are disciplines in biology that include genomics, transcriptomics, proteomics, and metabiology. Look, all of this stuff, you all. Fundamental R&D, emerging biotechnologies, engineering biotechnologies, predictive engineering, complex biological systems, living cells, testing the living cells and stuff like that. You can see modeling entire living cells, cell components, cellular systems, quantitative theory drives, multidisciplinary research, maximize convergence with other enabling technologies. This is, no, it's like, it's driving me up a wall. It is. There's no stopping it. There's no stopping it. It's much greater than any of us realize. It really is. And so what is considered to be bio-based material? Products that consist of biomass, either occurring naturally or synthesized. Biological material definition is recombinant or synthetic DNA, RNA, plasmics, cloned materials. I don't know how to say this word. Oligonucleotides, cRNA, viral receptors, lentivirus, retrovirus, adenovirus, AAV, genetically modified organisms, animals, microorganisms, plants, insects, cells, and lines. So look at this. Biological materials. Look at this. This is new. Look at these clause right here. If you're just tuning in, this is an executive order that has a whole bunch of stuff packed into it. And I didn't realize they just threw a lot of stuff into this executive order for biomass, for the new bioeconomy. They did. But look at these right here. What is the strongest known biological material? In a study set to come out this month in the Journal of Royal Society Interface, the British researchers announced that the teeth of shelled aquatic creatures called limpets, are the strongest biological material on Earth, overtaking the previous record holder, spider silk. Are we going to have stuff like this coming out of humans? Are we, you all? When I saw that, I thought, are they going to have that coming out of human beings? Because it's the strongest material. Now they have nature's new strongest material. They could have it. Look, graphene tops the list as the strongest material known to humans, the transparent material is composed of a single layer carbon atom, which is 666, arranged in a triangular lattice, and it's the basic structural element in charcoal, graphite, and carbon nanotubes. But anyways, Soylent Green. This is where we're at. Soylent Green. I first heard of Soylent Green when researching my thesis on euthanasia. This is the 1973 movie that gets better and better with the age and more relevant, I'm afraid, as of the 21st century. Realities of global warming, overpopulation, and the spreading of cancer, and laws allowing this to slowly spread. In the year 2022, look, real food is a luxury, not many that can afford. The common food surrogate in the year 2022, New York City, 40 million people. I don't know if this is in the movie. Is it? Are they talking about that year in the movie, you all? Just for those who are new to this, it's the year 2022 in New York City. 40 million people live here, crammed a smog congested police state. I did not watch the movie Soylent Green, and I have no intentions of watching it. I don't. Oh my gosh. Ermerda, we gotta look into this. I'll try to keep it short. So if you haven't watched the movie like me, because it's just too dark, 40 million people, real food is a luxury that many cannot afford. The common food surrogate is Soylent Green, a kind of a biscuit, which obvious reference to the vegetarian products of soy and lentils. Charlton Heston plays a cynical cop who investigates what looks like an accidental burglary murder case. The murder victim is a director of the food manufacturing plant Soylent Green. As he progresses, he discovers a secret that is at the heart of the life and death of this society and its citizens. And I tell you, if you haven't seen this film before, Soylent Green, or Soylent Green, as some people insist, and they're wrong, is enough to put you off your food. Then again, as the normal fare of the daily news in today's movies no longer shocks us as we eat our dinner, you'll probably be all right. But it is a renewable biomass energy. It is. It's a renewable biomass energy. Oh, that's what Soylent Green Company. But it is a society that scavenges of its own, no matter how clever its technology is a truly sustainable one. Is it truly a sustainable one, you all? Really? That's why this person's a vegetarian. I'm just reading this. Are we nudging? Look, so let me see this. This must have been written a while back. As we are nudging a hefty 6 billion people plus on Mother Earth, water scarcity and pollution, food, energy shortages are a part of the future. Calls for population control are commonly heard in green debates. Sometimes eerily running parallel calls for legal abortion, euthanasia, doctor-assisted suicide. In the Netherlands, being tired of life has been accepted in case as a legitimate ground for allowing requests to be assisted to put one out of one's misery. As someone with a significant disability, I sometimes feel directly how easy it is seen as disposable, unproductive, useless eaters, y'all, and unworthy of life, as certain believers in Germany put it in the late 1930s and 45. They did. The humans were called at the WEF by one person, useless eaters. Useless eaters, and I don't want to watch that movie. They say such synchronicities. I'm reading from alternateenergysources.com. Such synchronicities, and perhaps among the reasons why so many people are still interested in the Soylent Green movie, I cannot imagine that the quality of acting is the motivator, because it's average. But the story grips us because there's a part of us that feel mesmerized by its potential for realization way before 2022. No more natural environment. No more natural flowers, natural trees. No more natural food. Is that a real soy-made vegetarian burger in my hand? He says. These are prime and primal among our realistic fears of our present global warming world. It's why the movie is one you must see or see again. It's a motivator for a better world than that one. It can be. So I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to watch it, you all, because they are these plants. Okay, we're going to get to it now. The plants. This is an executive order coming from the White House, and it references other executive orders way down, and it's very long. It was in September of 2022, last year, executive order advancing the biotechnology, and there are biological materials. This is like teeth. I hope we don't have teeth growing out on us. I hope we don't. This is the Soylent Green. So I wanted to research right here plant transformation, because the guy in the video, this guy right there, was boasting about the plant in Nebraska. We got plants in Nebraska. Okay, you got plants in Nebraska. Yes, they do. So Nebraska Center for Biotechnology, Plant Transformation Core Research Facility. You have a manager there and stuff like that. Bill Gates owns 20,588 acres in Nebraska. This was updated 5 days ago. He's the fourth richest person in the world and has more of a reputation for his programming skills rather than his love of the outdoors. However, he has been discreetly purchasing a lot of farmland across the United States. Who owns the farmland in Nebraska? Farmers and ranchers, 56%, which is 25.3 million acres. Absentee landowners own the remaining 44%, or 19.9 million acres. What state does he own farmland in? He owns farmland in these states: Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Florida, Idaho, Illinois, and Indiana. Why is he buying it? Why is he buying it? Okay, then we have to ask the biotech places in Nebraska. You can see some right here. They're popping up all over the place. They want to produce the crops. And there is a, there's grants. There's grants to people is what there is. Meet Nebraska's surprising billionaires. Bill Gates, Nebraska's Lancaster, look, Biotechnology. Okay, it doesn't include Protect Nebraska, but they're into biotechnology right here. The Bill and Melinda Gates. And we've got these biotechnology companies popping up. It's the foundation. Do they own property? How do I get a grant from them? How are you going to get a grant from Bill Gates? How do I apply for it? We directly invite proposals by contacting the organizations. What company is he investing in? Well, let's see what he's investing in. He has Microsoft, Berkshire Hathaway, Canadian National Railroad, Waste Management Inc., Caterpillar, and not including calls and put options. His portfolio, you are right here. Does he give it to individuals? What companies are founded by Bill Gates? And there must be a ton of them. A ton of companies founded by Bill Gates. Strategic Investment Fund. No, I don't want to. We just go through these. 1MG, Abbott Laboratories, Archigan, Acrobac, Next Generation Adaptive Learning, Adjuvant Capital, Adjuvant Global Technology Fund, Afinax, Africa Health Fund, African Agricultural Fund, African Leadership Fund. The thing is, you all, there's an executive order, and they got less than a decade to transform the food system, more or less. And it's going to be called the bioeconomy. And we've got blockchain coming. Blockchain is coming, and everything is going to be data. Data running through your body, data, biometrics, everything is going to be controlled completely. They got the Department of Defense, Department of Homeland Security, they got NASA, they got all these other people. It's the biosolutions is the future of food. And they're very happy. They're very happy. And, but do you think, because you can drive by cornfields, you can drive by fields here. I've seen it all down, up and down these roads. They're genetically modified crops. They want to get us away from meat. They want us to eat plant-based, but not just any plant-based. Biotechnology plants that have certain types of artificial DNA, genetic makeup, and all of this kind of stuff. That's what you're going to eat. It's going to be biomass, renewable energy. They have changed the DNA of the microbes in the soil. They learned how to do it to where they can not die off when there's nitrogen in there and help with the nitrogen. They've changed the DNA in there to where they can continually recirculate so the nitrogen remains in the soil, so they won't have to use fertilizer. They have genetically modified these microbes or something to be able to do this, they said. That's what they were talking about in that video. You can see it right here. It's titled Biosolutions, the Future of Food with Danish Prime Minister, the Future of Food. If we go here, what type of seeds are in the Antarctic seed vault? Is there Antarctic seed vault? Antarctic seed vault contains, let me say, genetically modified. Let me see this. Modified plants. Does not. I'm going to say does not. Does not. I want to see what kinds in here you are. Does the seed vault, look, no GMOs in Salivard, the absence of genetically modified, because they want to create which types of, does the seed vault contain only seeds? The seed vault only holds species of importance for food agriculture, having called orthodox seeds. These are seeds that can be dried at very low temperature, moisture, and stay visible for many years. What type of seeds are in there? They're not genetically modified. They're not genetically modified. Why do you got a not so genetically modified seed vault, but yet you're saving that, but yet you're genetically modifying all the food systems all on this earth, but you got in a seed vault. This is the thing. You got in a seed vault non-GMO. You got the real thing. You got the original seeds. It does remind me of Noah's Ark. Take two by two. Somebody said, well, that's because if you look at it from this point of view, you've got the genes, you got the genetic, you got the original seed. So you can start over. The original seed to start over. Barley, potato, eggplant, 6 diverse collections of foods from around the world. Is there a seed vault in Antarctica? It's called the Silberg Global Seed Vault. It's a secure backup facility for the world's crop diversity on the Norwegian island of Spitsbergen in the remote Arctic Silverbond. All the meantime, this is biosolutions, the future of food, biotechnology. You've got the Biotechnology Executive Order advancing this earth is being terraformed. It's being terraformed. You're being terraformed. They want to terraform all life on earth, every bit of the life on earth that's what it feels like to me. Terraform it, create a new species, all the while you got this seed vault that has no. Oh, look, the seed vault is completed. Look, the seed vault, the status, it's completed. The type, it's a seed bank. The location, it's in Spitsbergen. The town or city, it's in Longyearbyen. It's called the Doomsday Vault. What type of seeds are stored in the Doomsday Vault? Not surprisingly, for a facility primarily designed as a backup for food or agricultural, the vast majority of the seeds in the vault, 444 million. Why did they use the number 444? 69% are grains such as rice, millet, wheat, corn, barley, etc., legumes, chickpeas, beans, and lentil, etc. The Doomsday Vault. Well, why is it? Why are they doing this? Ask yourself, why are you doing this? You knew what the future was going to be. You knew it was going to be biosolutions, biotechnology. You knew that the earth was going to be taken over. You knew this ahead of time. That's why you've got the seed vault. You knew an invasive species or demon or whatever you want to call it, some type of a species was already here on earth or coming, and it was going to take over the earth and the world as we know it, a catastrophic mutating event. They knew ahead of time. They had plenty of time to prepare underground, plenty of time. They knew this would be the future. It's like Star Wars. It's like the Borg assimilate. They knew it. They knew it. They all know it. Oh, they knew it. Okay, they did. Gina, you have went overboard, Gina. Have I? Have I went overboard? Are the seed vault is legit. The Safe Buy checks all consumer reviews. The vault or are the number one cannabis seed company Safe Buy related excellent source. Okay, I don't know what that is. No seeds. Why are they what seeds are stored in the Doomsday Vault? They knew about it. It's a global, because they're going to do a reset, you all. There's going to be a reset on Earth, a total reset. And if you're lucky, if you have the strength to withstand what's coming and you completely remain human in your body, you might survive. If you're lucky, you'll get taken out of here. Your spirit will leave your body. You see, this doesn't make sense. Does it make sense to you? Why are you going to do genetically modified crops? All the while you got a Doomsday Vault that has non-GMO, the original life form on this earth. You all really ask yourself, why you got to do it? Why do it? Look at this. The Arctic Circle. The earth is being taken over. It is. It's almost complete. It's almost complete. By 2030, they said we have less than a decade to get this bioeconomy going. Who are they getting it going for? Ask yourself, why? They're building. They are building. Now let's think about this from a spiritual point of view. They are building an earth, a world for this type of a life form. The whole earth is being terraformed and transformed for this type of a life form. But this type of a life form is going to have a master. It is going to have a master. This bioeconomy, it's worldwide. It's going to answer to one master, like the Lord of the Rings. They were told to get it in order, get it in order, get to building. And they dare not disobey their master. I'm thinking of this like, just think of the Lord of the Rings, okay, drawing a parallel. You build me an army worthy of my, whatever it says. So he did, because Sauron, or whoever it was wanting to take over the whole entire earth. And he had not yet gained enough power. He wanted to gain enough power. We know how it ends. He doesn't make it completely, and then boom, it ends. And then you have the 1,000 years of, you have the king comes and he defeats it. But it's really, really horrible, because they were trying to go across all the earth, you all, across the whole entire earth. Thanks. Thank you. And thank you. Thank you for letting us know your plans. Oh, this guy slipped up. He said what we're going to do in Brazil, he was talking about biotechnology. He said what we're going to do in Brazil, and then he held himself like that. He said, "Oh, what we hope will happen. If you live in Brazil, listen to what that guy said, because it came out of his mouth and he caught himself. What they're planning to do in Brazil, and they're talking about the eating of the meat, but then what we hope will work. What we're going to do," and then he said, "Oh, well, a plan." This guy right here, watch this video, you all. You want to listen to it, BioSolutions. He let it slip out of his mouth, is what he did. He let it slip out of his mouth, but it's 105 minutes long, and I think it's toward the beginning where he opened his mouth. Let's see if we can catch him. Oh, Gina, honey, they're not going to let you do it. No, they're not going to let me do it.
Fine, and some, sorry?
Before the war.
Before the war, already, exactly. And so the key here with a high price and scarcity, limited supply, the resource becomes more valuable. So with this tool, and this is something we co-invested in with the Gates Foundation and with our German colleagues.
The Gates Foundation, did you hear that? The Gates Foundation. You can find that at the 19-minute and 12-second mark. They invested in the Gates Foundation is spearheading this. You heard it right out of his mouth at the 19-minute, 12-second mark. Yes, that's right.
And the Ethiopian national partners, we showed that taking digital maps that are available in the cloud and then contextualizing them by the slope, the tilth of the soil, other factors, we can improve decision-making in a way that reduces waste by up to 200%. Exactly. And so the key here with a high price and scarcity, limited supply, the resource becomes more valuable. So with this tool, and this is something we co-invested in with the Gates Foundation and with our German
Did you hear it? Gates Foundation and the Germans. The Gates Foundation and the Germans. Let's see if we can get back to it, you all. I just saw this. Let me see if I can get it.
The resource becomes more valuable. So with this tool, and this is something we co-invested in with the Gates Foundation and with our German colleagues.
There you go. That's all you need to know. The Gates Foundation and the German colleagues and the but then, yeah, like that. And the Antarctic seed vault. It's for the doomsday of the world. How the absence of genetically modified. So you all can read that. I know I'm going on and on, you all. You say, Gina, honey, that is enough. You go on and on. Somebody said that today, and I blocked them. They said just a bunch of SBSHIT coming out of your mouth again. And I said, this is the last comment you will make on my YouTube channel. And I blocked them. And then I deleted the comment. So I'm still going. No GMOs in Salzburg. How the absence of genetically modified crops in the seed vault might lead to disaster. I don't think it'll lead to disaster, and they know it. 650 miles south of geographic North Pole, a Norwegian island chain, the Silvad, persists through the bitter cold, brutal climate and stuff like that, you all. Anthrogenetic climate change fueled by human input of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. It's exasperating the Earth's greenhouse effect. It's exasperating. Genetically modified crops have had their genome altered manually, so they might develop new traits to increase their agricultural value. Okay, agricultural value. The Sylvan Vault serves to protect against the extinction of critical agricultural species so that they might be cultivated and regrown even if all living samples were destroyed. However, in the face of the doomsday scenario posed by global climate change, the gene bank could surely use some new deposits. That's it. That's it. Yeah, I'm done running my mouth. I am. So the Bill Gates Foundation, they do have plants. They got plants in Nebraska. And there isn't a massive executive order right here. Look at that. Executive order, September the 12th of 2022. Go read it. And it's fine. I mean, it's not fine. And y'all, please give this video a thumbs up. I don't like doing videos like this. Don't even ask me how I ended up on this. I have no idea how I even got to this. I don't know. I can't explain it. Oh, you came in late? Pippi Lou, honey? Yeah, they know about the disaster. They do. That's right, you all. It's wild. It's really wild. Denver Airport. I don't like those murals in the Denver Airport. I looked into that years ago, and it's so dark and dreary. It really is. And I don't like it that the Earth could potentially be a place like that. It sure would pop the bubble for those who think it's going to get a whole lot better. If those murals really were a depiction of the future, it would pop the bubble for a lot of people of what they've been promised by mouthpieces. I would hope that none of it would happen. I would truly hope that none of it would happen. But you can see what's happening. We have a new bioeconomy by executive order. They have until less than a decade, more or less, to get this all up and going. And I really feel the earth is being terraformed for its new master. I really do. Spiritual master. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they're terrible. So I don't know what's going on in the comments, but I'm going to go. You all, I really am. And oh, it's inspiration. Oh, I never heard of that. Yes. Blue horse statue actually. Oh, wow. This is strange, you all. Gina, honey, do you have something positive to say? Yes, I do. We're going to make it as long as we don't give up. We're going to keep the love on the inside of us. We're going to keep the peace. We're going to keep the awareness without living a life of fear. I'm not in fear of the future. I'm aware of what's happening. I did not know about the executive order. I'm aware of it now. Does it change my way of life right now? No, I'm still going to try to get my spiritual house in order and my physical house in order. And I'm going to encourage people to be strong on the inside. You got to get strong on the inside and don't give in to fear and tune out the negativeness. Even though this may have came across as negative, it's real world. It's happening. These are things that were discussed. They were. And I think it's silly not to have information when it's out there, not to be aware of it so that you can prepare. You want to prepare. You don't want to be five wise and five foolish. You don't want to be those. You want to be one of them, but you don't want to say, we knew nothing of this. But it really is, it's interesting how they got that seed vault, really. It reminds me of the Noah's Ark when the earth was flooded and it was supposed to start again, or the mud flood thing, you all. That's right. Can we stop it? No, you can't stop what's coming. There's some things you can control and some things you can't. We just need to realize that. We got to have the wisdom to know the difference. We do, you all. So it's okay in the big scope of life. There's nothing new under the sun. What has been done will be done again, and the past will be brought into account. That's right, Demar. Jesus saves, but if you don't believe that he saves, then I guess you won't believe it. You won't. I'm going to go. I'm going to go. And thank you, Apple Brooks, honey. Yeah. A person's fate can easily change. That's right. You could be spared that. You could be protected from all of this, you all. You can be protected from this. You can. You can be protected. And if you really think about it, you've been protected all your life, okay? You've been protected. You've made it this far in life. You can make it through this. If you don't give up, don't give up, you all. Don't give up. You may get to see that seed vault one day. You might. You might be on an earth that has that seed vault. You might. So I'm going to go. And with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours, love you. And if you're watching this video as a repeat, please give this video a thumbs up, because if you did not know about the executive order, it practically involves every single branch of government. So this is really serious. It feels like the earth is being terraformed for some kind of like a super intelligent species that is non-human, but it is a species. Love you.